Cyber Ninja Online, guys, and we have a problem here. So with this series, don't mind what's going on in the background, by the way, but as I should go on right now. Anyways, with this series, I basically pre-recorded the whole thing, right? So like, by the time I uploaded the first part, I recorded the first 3 parts. When I uploaded the second part, I had 6 of the 13 parts done. And then by the time I uploaded the third part, I had well over uploaded everything else. Well, the problem is, I was rendering them out slowly. And like, I was rendering them before I was even uploading them, just to make it easier on myself. So by the time I got to rendering the 10th video, which is this one right now, I noticed that it had no sound. And so I thought that was kind of odd. I double checked, I even triple checked, and yeah, it recorded no sound for this part. I checked my other 3 parts after this, so 11, 12, and 13, because this series is a 13-part series, and there is no audio whatsoever for the other 3 parts. So that is a huge problem, and that left me with a choice. I could either A, scrap the series that I've put not an extreme amount of time on, but I've put a decent, I didn't like half-ass it. Like, I put my effort into this. But I could either scrap it, just leave it the way it was, start a whole new series, which would make this awkward, because then I'd basically have to try to replicate as much as I could up to where I was in my old series, or the final option, well, maybe not the final option, but the last option I'm going to list, which is the option I actually chose to do, was just to commentate for the audio over all my videos, or the last 4 parts anyways. So I thought of, instead of scrapping the whole series, because it would be a little weird to try to record a different series and make it with this one. So instead of scrapping the series and instead of all this other crap, I thought I'd improvise with it. Now, obviously, it's gonna take away from some of because this was like me playing experience. Like, you didn't get anything else. This was me playing, so you would hear everything I was saying at the moment and all that, and like, I told you about certain stuff in the game, which I still will. When it comes to that part, I'll tell you about it. Like right now, for instance, I came back to here before going to what dungeon would that be? 5th dungeon, for a certain reason. And if you pay attention to the video, you'll see why. You want to do is you want to rescue this guy who's a frog in the dark world. You want to bring him back to this house on the right here, and then go back into the dark world, or I mean the light world. Why you do that is because he's a dwarf from the light world that is missing from he's missing from this place. So what you want to do is you want to bring him back to the light world, and then you talk to him, which you'll see me do in a couple minutes here after I go back to the light world. Once you talk to, like, the dwarves will reunite, and then you leave, you come back, you talk to them, and they'll offer to temper your sword for you. You let them do that because you'll get a better sword from it. And then just go back to the dark world, and you'll find a chest here, which you'll see in a second once the catch up with it. And I'm not gonna do the reading like I was doing before. You can just pause the video and read it if you get distracted from me talking while you're trying to read. But anyways, so as I did here, as I was telling you to do, after you let them reunite, you leave, you come back, and you ask them to temper your sword. I'm pretty sure all you have to do is just like leave the area and come back. But I did something on the side while I waited anyways. So, which you'll see me do. So there, I gave him my sword. I don't have any sword down. And what I did after that was I left. I went back to the dark world, and you'll see that because I checked that house out before I went into the light world. Well, when you come back to the dark world and we go back to that house, you'll notice that there's a chest there. What you want to do with that chest is you want to grab it. You want to go back to the light world and take it all the way back to the desert. I can't remember the actual name of the desert now. It escapes me. But like right there, in that little crevice before you Like in the Dark World, it's Misery Mire. It's the 6th dungeon. But in the Light World, it's a desert. It's the 2nd dungeon in the desert. Anyways, the entrance to the desert, there's a guy there. We passed him in one of the earlier scenes. Well, while you keep watching this, you'll see that I go back there. I go in the Light World. I talk to the guy. It turns out that he can open that chest for you, and then you'll see what we get from the chest. Back onto the topic about the problem, though. So, I will be commentating the last 4 parts. This part is just over 40 minutes. So, I don't know. I'll try to do my best. It's gonna be. I'm awful at commentaries to begin with, so it's gonna be a bitch. Plus, part 12 I know is an hour long. I can't remember how part 11 is. I think it's like 20 minutes, thank God. But and then part 13 I can't remember either. But I'll try my best. Like, I'll have topics prepared and all that, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah. So that's basically the problem, is that I have no more audio. Like, I have no real audio for any of this part, or for any of my last 4 parts. So what I'm gonna have to do is just commentate over. Anyways, this is the part where I was getting attacked like hell in the Dark World and here, and I don't have my sword either. So obviously I was trying to get out equipment to use to kill these guys. Anyways, though, I bumped into him, so it triggered this sequence. But anyways, he lets you know that he's a master locksmith, and if you keep his secret, he'll open the chest for you. You agree to it, and then he'll open the chest for you, which you'll want to do, because there you go, we get a magic bottle, and that's the last magic bottle in the game for us to collect. It's the 4th and final magic bottle. There I do die, because I was getting hammered by the birds and that guard, and then from the old world, those random spud things. I don't even know what they're called, but those random spud things. And you don't have to do this part, like, you don't have to bring that chest back to him without your sword. I even said at this part, I was an idiot for not taking not waiting and grabbing my sword. But you can just go there, get your sword tempered, leave. I'm pretty sure all you have to do is leave and come back, or leave, go to the Dark World again, then come back. But you can get your sword before you attempt to do that. So at this part, anyways, I was just going back to get my sword, or my new sword now. My tempered sword. It's the 3rd evolution of the 4th. Yeah. 3rd of the 4th levels of the sword you can get. There's one more sword we can get after the tempered sword, which you can't get until the 7th dungeon, is it? Yeah, the 7th dungeon, which I'm pretty sure I do get after the 7th dungeon. But you'll see in the later video. So yeah, I talked about the problem with the recordings and all that. That's gonna be a bitch, but as I said, 40 minutes here, at least an hour. I know it's an hour for the 12th video. Not sure for the 11th. I hope it's like the 10th or 20 minutes or something like that. But there's the tempered sword, by the way. And then for the 13th part, it's like an hour long. I'll try my best. Not the best at commentating. We'll see how that goes. We can talk about other things though right now to kill the time, as I talk about in-game stuff. Also, that tempered sword, it obviously does more damage, so you can kill the enemies quicker. It still does the beam attack, I guess. So when you have full health, when you have 4 health with the master sword and you swing, it shoots that beam. With the tempered sword, it still does that. You can get the tempered sword after the 4th dungeon. So, actually, let me put this in perspective for you guys. You only need to do, once you get to the Dark World, you need to do the 1st dungeon. Do you need the hookshot for it? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you only need to do the 1st dungeon, and then you can go to the 4th. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think you can get it as soon as after the 1st dungeon, and then you can just go straight to the 4th dungeon, beat the 4th dungeon, and then you can go and just do all that I did, free the dwarf and all that. But it's not impossible. The enemies do get the enemies don't get any tougher, they stay the same, but the sword does help. Here at this point, what I was doing was, you come into where these you see these mallets. That's what I was hitting them for. You come into where they are, and then you use your magic mirror there in the Dark World. It will put you on the top of this cliff. You go over, and then you can get the last of the magic power. I think it's Bombos, if I remember correctly. It should be. Yeah, Bombos. So that's how you get the Bombos magic. You can do it as soon as you beat the first dungeon, if you wanted it, but we have no, like, I didn't have any real need for it. I was just showing you guys how to get it, because as I said, this is a playthrough slash walkthrough of the game, so. And there, I was just showing you, we have them all, Bombos, Ether, and Quake. We have almost all the items. One of the items we're missing is a dungeon item, and the other item, I didn't get to the 12th part. It is kind of useful. There's some strategies for getting by certain situations and defeating certain bosses with it, but I don't like to use it because it drains your mana so fast, and like, I don't know, it really doesn't help that much. Besides that, there's still upgrades for our shirt we haven't got, because there's 2 upgrades for our shirts we haven't had. There's 1 upgrade for the shield, 1 upgrade for the sword, as I said, and that's it for upgrades for our character. Here I was using the bird so I could fly to the 8th part, because I was going to go get fairies, because if you guys remember, you come here, and also this is how you get to the 5th dungeon in the Dark World, by the way, but you come here, and like, if you guys remember, this is the Pond of Happiness, is it? I think so. Anyways, this is that pond where you can throw rupees in, and like, if you throw 100 rupees in, they'll increase your carrying capacity. Anyways, if you come back there, there's always 4 fairies there, and you can leave and then come back and it'll respawn more fairies. So, and then also you'll see in a second here that oh yeah, that's where I accidentally let go of the fairy. But also once I leave, and then I'll come back, and once I catch that last fairy, you'll see that you actually need to come back here in the Light World to get to the 5th dungeon. 5th dungeon was not too bad, but I did forget to do some things. So just pay attention. Like, I probably won't catch it, because I'm going to be... Like, I'll be paying attention. I'm looking to the gameplay right in front of me, but I might not catch it. So just pay close attention to the gameplay, and don't follow me, like... How do I want to word this? Don't follow me exactly the same way, because I do make some mistakes, and like, I do some things where you could just save on and not do that, and then you wouldn't have to keep going back like I did. You guys will see once I go there. Anyways, you have to lift that black rock, by the way, and it spawns that portal. But just pay attention when I'm in there. It's not a confusing dungeon. It's really easy. There are some parts where you actually have to think about like what's happening, but it's not too bad. The 5th, and then the 6th one, Misery Mire, that's the one I was talking about recently, all the way in the far left at the Swamp of Evil, which was the the desert in the Light World. And then the Turtle Rock is the 7th one, which is up on Mount Doom, I believe. Oh yeah, and you want to do this dungeon after completing the 3rd dungeon. So like, here, even in the gameplay, I always said this is why I like to do the dungeons in chronological order, even though not all of them necessarily have to be done in chronological order, because those ice guys that just came off the wall, like the one in that last room, they can only be killed by the fire rod, which you get from the 3rd dungeon. So this dungeon, it's really useful to have your fire rod always at the ready. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to come in here with a mana potion too. I didn't bring one in because I was toughening it out, and I didn't need one. Like, I got to the boss perfectly fine. But with that being said, don't be afraid to sacrifice a fairy, or to sacrifice the availability of one of your bottles for a mana potion, because it would help. The reason I should talk about this. The reason I haven't done anything, or I haven't like commentated this sooner, because I know it's been like a week since I last did this, it's because I have a lot of schoolwork to be doing right now. This is my last year of high school, so I am in grade 12. I'm not going to go back for another year, so this is my last year, and I have like 2 weeks left, I believe, and just I don't feel like, well, it's not that I don't feel anything. Put this a different way. I have work to be doing. It's not a big stress. Like, that's why I was gonna say I don't feel like I'm in any sort of situation like where I'm gonna be screwed if I don't do it. But I thought I'd dedicate a little more time to my schoolwork rather than the YouTube thing. Like, not to get me wrong, I love making YouTube videos. I love doing all that, but also now that I had to do the commentate over the videos, I was trying to gather my thoughts and all that too. So I was gonna take a little bit extra time to do that and to like prepare some topics, I guess, and such. So there's no specific topic for right now, and there will be a topic, but it won't be well covered because I'll be focusing on the gameplay too at hand. So yeah, but anyways though, yeah, the reason why I haven't done this yet, so that's why I haven't uploaded in like a week, is because of school. And I won't be when this video goes out, which will probably be today after I finish commentating over this and I render it, I'll probably upload it. But so don't expect a video like tomorrow. I might not, because I still have one project that I have to do for sure, that I should work at home because I don't have too much done for it. Besides that, oh, and I also do have another project too. So as I said, I most likely won't have the next part done. Oh, actually, no, I will. For sure will not have the next part uploaded tomorrow unless I do the commentation and render tonight later. But anyways though, for this part you have to blow up that part in the floor to proceed, so just be wary of that. That part right there you don't have to blow up. These guys, as if you read this, it will give you a little explanation, but it doesn't tell you. What you want to do for these big skeleton guys is you want to hit them with your sword once and then just put a bomb right beside them. You don't have to you don't have to hit them with your sword though. You can just, if you hit them with a bomb, it kills them automatically. So just keep that in mind. But it's easier if you hit them with your sword first, because then they obviously they stop jumping around and moving and shit, and it's easier to kill them with the bomb. This room's a bitch because the floor moves forward and backwards, and like it'll start going one way and it'll stop and go the other way quickly. So it's a bitch like that. But anyways, back on my topic of the school. So yeah, I have schoolwork to do, so I've been giving more time to my schoolwork right now, just to finish up the last year of school, or high school anyways, and finish up these projects and all that. I guess I'll talk about my school quickly. I go to a Catholic high school. Nothing too fancy. It's like 800, almost 900 students. It's actually relatively small though. It's in the town where I live. The town's not that big compared to other places around, but it's not like small. I don't know the actual population, but it's, I don't know how to phrase this. It's not like, it's a fair sized town, but it's still a small town. But when you say small town, don't think of like only 1,000 people. This place has at least, like, our town has at least 32,000 people. But it's still a small town, if you guys kind of know what I mean. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Anyways though, said Catholic high school. It's my last year. I'm in grade 12. Not going back for another year. 900 students. It's a small school. It only has 2 floors, and the second floor is only has like 20 classrooms maybe at most, or 20 rooms in general at most. Couple portables outside. It's not really a big school. You do have to wear uniforms as a Catholic school. Doesn't really suck because, like, I don't know. You'd think it would, and like you get people that are like, "Oh, that sucks," you know, and all that. But really, it doesn't. Like, I don't know. You start, like, you go there. The only thing that sucks about the uniform is having to buy it, because it does cost a lot. But because you have to get obviously a certain thing because it's uniform. But it doesn't actually, like, once you get through a year of just wearing your uniform, then you're just like, whatever. And it's not like we have to wear a uniform all the time. We get at least 1 month or 1 day every month to wear like our regular clothes, like whatever we want. And then there's also other occasions where you can like certain theme days that our school does, where it's like Hawaiian Day, and it's like you dress in a Hawaiian fashion or something. That's just to get everyone participated as like a community of like the school. I don't know. It's like whatever. But so yeah, we have uniforms, but it's not as bad as people think. This semester I have for class-wise, I have in the morning I have tech, so that goes from school starts at basically it starts at 8:45, so it goes from and then we have 5 minute periods or 5 minute like intervals to get to class. So my first class is communication tech. It's with computers. You cover like Photoshop, video editing, all that. So that class goes from 8:50 to 10. And then after that I have data management, which is math. It's like working with statistics and all that. That class goes from 10:05 to 11:25. After that I have gym, which goes from 11:30 to 12:45, and that's when I have lunch. My lunch goes from 12:45 to 1:30. And then after that I have English, which goes from 1:35 to 2:50, and then I'm off school. So I only have 4 classes. The day goes by relatively fast most days. Oh, one thing though is that our weeks flip. So like, for instance, this week, the schedule I just told you, so Comtech, Math, Gym, and then English, I have that in that order. But with my school, what we do is we do a rotation like week. So we'll have it that way for 1 week. So this week I have Comtech, Math, Gym, lunch, and then English. But then next week I'll have it the whole week completely flips. So at first I'll have to stop real quick. This is a good example of why you should have this cape. I want to get back across there, but I didn't want to take the damage, so I used the cape to get it back across. Just I think it's the last part before this, part 9, but I could be mistaken. It could have been part 8. I show you how to get the cape. It's not a major, like, it's not a requirement in any of the dungeons, and it's not a major thing, but it is really useful. So I would advise getting it if you do a playthrough of this. Anyways, though, so the weeks, as I was saying, this week I have Comtech, Math, Gym, lunch, and then English. The weeks switch every other week though. So next week I'm gonna have first period I'm gonna have English, and then I'm gonna have Gym, Math, lunch, and then tech. So it sounds confusing at first. Like when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, but it's not actually that bad. Once you get through like your first month, you basically have it down packed. But so obviously, to clarify that up, so next week I'll have English from 8:50 to 10, and then I'll have gym from 10:05 to 11:25, math from 11:30 to 12:45, lunch, and then Comtech from 1:35 to 2:50. And the reason we have such a late lunch is because we have 2 different lunches. We have junior lunch and senior lunch. Junior lunch is for the juniors, obviously, so that's consisting of grade 9s and 10s. The senior lunch is for seniors, obviously, which consists of 11s and 12s, and then any 12Bs, so people that came back after grade 12 for like another year of school. So the junior lunch goes after second period, so it goes from... Does it after second period? Yeah, it goes from 11:25 to 12:05. So if you were a junior at my school, you would have class 8:45 to 8:50 to 10, and then 10:05 to 11:25. Then you'd have lunch from 11:25 to 12:10. Yeah, 12:10. Sorry, 11:25 to 12:10, and then your third period class would be 12:15 to 1:30, and then your fourth period class is 1:35 to 2:45 or 2:50. Sorry. So yeah, that's basically my school schedule, like the way it plays out. That's We have uniforms. It's a Catholic high school. The reason I call it Catholic high school, I'm not really that big into religion. I'm not gonna say anything strong. Like, I'm not gonna say anything strongly about religion. This is like about Catholic, I don't even know how to phrase it. No, I'm not gonna say anything strong about Catholicism. I guess Catholic. I don't even know. It's good. I'm not gonna say anything strong about it. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not a part of it though. Like, that's not my religion. As of right now, don't have a religion. I don't think I ever will, to be honest. I'm not that kind of person, but the reason I go to Catholic high school is just I was enrolled in a Catholic school, elementary school. So I'll give you a little brief go through of my past here. When I first went to school, obviously it was junior kindergarten, but actually my mom thought I wasn't ready, and like because I couldn't handle it. Like, I was a really shy kid. I was gonna say I was a big baby. I was a really shy kid when I was younger, so I just couldn't handle it and being away from like my mom. So I went back. Like, I didn't do junior kindergarten, so I went back for senior. Like, obviously, because you have to do junior and senior. Well, you don't have to do. You only have to do one of the kindergartens. Most people don't know this, but you only have to do one of the two. So like, you don't actually have to do junior kindergarten. You can only do you can do senior kindergarten and graduate on to grade 1. But anyways, though, so I didn't actually end up staying for junior kindergarten. By the way, this room is a bitch, as you'll see here. Like, I get through it easily, but my second time around, I end up falling. Anyways, though, I'm digressing. So I did senior kindergarten, and the first elementary school I went to, it only went up to grade 4. So I did from senior kindergarten to grade 4, and then I had to transfer schools, obviously. But I was transferring with all my friends, so like, it wasn't that big of a deal for me. And then I went to a different elementary school, which is also a Catholic school. It went from junior kindergarten all the way to grade 8. I don't know why I didn't go there first, but I don't actually regret not going there first. Like, I liked my first elementary school. But so then I went there. I left, obviously, because I graduated grade 8, but I left town, so I moved out to a different place. I went to a different high school, but it was still a Catholic high school. I went there for about a year and a half, so I went there for grade 9, and then I did the first semester of grade 10, and we moved back to my hometown, where I am right now, for the second half of grade 10, for grade 11, and obviously to finish up this last semester of grade 12. So I've been here basically all my life, but a year and I don't want to say a year and a half. I've been away from this town for about a year and we'll say like a couple months. It's not a bad town. Like, it's not that entertaining wise and all that, but it's an okay place to live and all that. Anyways, the point being of that whole rant before I digress really, really big. By the way, I was gonna show you a point here, how to access the fountain fairies, the fairy fountain. Derp. You have to lower the blue barriers, obviously. So you have to flip the switch, which is not in this room. It's in the next room over. You have to flip it from red to blue, obviously, and then you can jump down that hole in that previous room. And then once you do that, you have access to going down the well to the fairy fountain. That's where it is on this level, in case you're wondering. As I was digressing again, though, the whole thing about me telling you like my past about my Catholic, or past about my school, like what schools, or just the schools I went to, I guess, was because like I've been to going to Catholic schools all my life. That's why I'm in a Catholic high school right now. Not that it's my parents don't force religion on me. I'm not that religious to begin with. It's just, to be honest, the things you hear about Catholic schools and then public schools, like, sure, you probably hear a lot that the girls at Catholic schools are a lot sluttier, or like that they do a lot more bad stuff, but in all honesty, they don't. Public schools are a lot worse. And to be fair, yeah, I can't really say that they are because I've never experienced it firsthand. But one of my close friends do go to a public school, and she came to my high school too, my Catholic high school, and she said that like she left, she went back to the public school because all her other friends, because she had more friends there, and she didn't like the teachers here, like which I was going to talk about in a second, but she even said herself that the place at like the atmosphere at the Catholic high school was a lot better than the public school. Like the people are just a lot friendlier, and there's not so much like bad stuff going on, like bullying and crap. So I don't know. As I said, I can't personally say that one's better than the other because I've never been to both. But that's the reason why essentially that I went to a Catholic school is because it's basically, well, it seemed like a better atmosphere. There's one more thing I was gonna say about my school too. By the way, at this part is one part I did screw up on, which is back in that room across here where you'll see in a second. When you go down here, you can blow up portion of the floor, which I forgot until I was in the room with the treasure of this room, which is helpful. You'll see in a second. But that's how you get the treasure in this room. So if you want it, I advise to come back. By the way, I have the hardest time going down those stairs for some reason. Honestly, it took me like 30 seconds to get down those stairs. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it took a while. Anyways, you blow up, like you put a bomb basically where I put it. It didn't have to be in that exact spot, but in that area, you blow up the floor, and then you can go down that way. That's how you get to the treasure in this room, or in this dungeon, in case you wanted to know. So you don't have to do all the running around like I was doing. The blue mail is useful because you take less damage than you did before. So like, you know those enemies that hit you and do 2 hearts of damage? Now you only take 1. So it's good. I was gonna say, talking about the teachers for my school. As I was saying, like I said, my school is a good atmosphere and it's a good place to be. The teachers there, obviously there's gonna be some teachers that you don't necessarily like, or some teachers that are like assholes, more or less, for lack of a better word. But all in all, like I think most of the teachers there, they're pretty cool. Like they're nice people. They're actually like down to earth. And even like some of this vice principals, like one of them I completely hate. Like I honestly don't like him at all. And all my friends even agree with me, and just some of the stuff he's done and all that. But the others, one of the other vice principals, she talks to me all the time. Like she's really chill. Not too long ago, she asked me what I was doing after high school, and she's just like, I don't know. She's just a nice person in general. Like if I was ever getting in trouble, like a big trouble, I'd probably like want to talk to her over talking to the other guy, because the other guy's just a douche. But yeah, here is a switch, by the way, where you can switch from the red to blue, and then you can go down that fairy fountain. That's what I showed here in a second. I didn't bother to lift those barrels or pots, air quotes, because they're not actually pots in this world, they're skulls. But I didn't bother to lift them because like I didn't want to waste any hearts that may be there in case I did lose damage, because I knew these guys were gonna respawn back in. But I believe I do show you guys how to get to the fairy fountain even though I have full health. Yeah, I show you where the fairy fountain is and how to get to it even though I have full health and full fairies, just for if you guys need it, like just to know that, see it. And don't forget the tip too with the magic powder, just using it on those anti-fairies, because one, it gets rid of them because they're annoying, they drain your mana and your health. But the other is then you get a free fairy out of it whether you're going to capture it or not. So hey, it works. I can't actually believe I've been commentating this whole thing through though. I'm actually, by the way, this is another part I screwed up. Instead of pushing that one and going down there, go all the way around and come out the other side like I did. Like, I just realized here that I screwed up, and you'll see me go back up the floor, and then I have to go all the way around. Instead of pushing that block down and then jumping down with it, because I obviously wasted time doing that, what you want to do is go, once you hit that blue switch, because you want to have that switch switched, go all the way around, because there's a way to get all the way on the other side of it. You want to go all the way around and then jump down a hole. You'll see me do this, so pay attention. But anyways, you want to go all the way around, and it's not the top one, it's the bottom one you want to push. Anyways, give me a second here, because I have to take a drink. I've been talking for like half an hour now. I'm surprised about that too, as I was saying. I honestly didn't think I was going to commentate this amount of time, because before I did, like, when I thought about doing my commentating, I wrote down about 10 different ideas that I could talk about, because I thought I was going to breeze right through them. But surprisingly, I've only talked about 2 different ideas, and it's already almost 40 minutes, so I'm happy with that. As I was saying, though, give me one quick second to take a drink, and then I'll keep talking. And that's where, as I continue to talk, this is where I had like huge trouble trying to get across it, because I kept falling, but yeah. Alright guys, so anyways though, just follow the path I'm taking now. You have to go back up, and then if you remember, you're gonna see it in a second here. We're gonna go through this door, and then we're gonna go left a couple rooms. I think it's like 2 rooms over to our left. No, it's this room right here. The reason there's that hole right here, like right at the front of this door, is so that you can do this and continue on to the dungeon. Just keep that in mind. I really don't want to start speaking about another topic right now, because like it's already 37 minutes in. I think this video is only 44 minutes, but I want to kind of talk about like the last part of this video too. But I'll quickly talk about this series. So anyways guys, so with the series here, I'm gonna continue it obviously. I'm just gonna have to commentate over it, but I probably didn't do a good job. I probably did a horrible job. Like, I'm not trying to put myself down. I know I'm not good at commentating. If you thought I did a good job though, like or even comment saying something, I don't know. Do whatever you guys want. Just show me in some way that you think I did a good job at least. So I have like something to reference, so I know I'm doing good or not. But subscribe if you haven't, because then you won't like miss any of my videos, and then you know, I get an idea how many people actually want to see my videos. And just yeah, like, anyways though, I was gonna say, so I have the series already pre-recorded. I just have to go back and re-narrate or do commentaries over the last 4 parts now. Well, 3 parts now, because I'm doing the 10th part as you guys, well, I had finished the 10th part as you guys are watching this, but I probably, no, okay, I'll get my words better. So I'm doing the 10th part right now, so I only have to commentate 3 parts now, which by the time you see this, will still probably be the same, but whatever. But anyways though, so the series will be completed. I'll have finished uploading it by, I will finish uploading it by at least next week. So from time frame wise, today is the 5th of June. I'll have it completed by at least at the latest probably 14th. If it takes me longer than that, sorry, because my exams will be up like that period and all that, but I should have a lot more free time, because all I'll be doing then is just reviewing. I don't think I'll be, because I have easy things to do anyways. This is where you get down to the part, or to the boss anyways. You jump down this hole. My advice to you is have the fire rod ready. Try to have full mana at this part. All you have to do is blast this like 3 or 4 times, and watch out for the hail. After you blast it a certain amount of times, the eye comes out, and then you just have to hit the eye. It's a really simple boss, easy boss. Oh, he does multiply too when you start hitting him. I'm pretty sure at most he does like 3 eyes. Anyways though, so, and you have to kill all 3. that's the easiest way. Just have your fire rod ready. Shoot it a couple times. Shoot the ice a couple times with the fire rod. Then just go around and start hitting all the the eyeballs. Watch out for the hail. But as I said, it's not a hard dungeon, so you guys should have it down packed pretty easily. On the topic of my series real quick, yeah, I have the series finished recording. I just have to do the audio now. I will do commentation, so the audio, there we go, my word again, commentation. I will do commentating on all the videos that don't have audio, which is just 3 more now. But I will have it all finished. It will be uploaded. Most of it's on the playlist already. I'm pretty sure the first 9 parts are, yeah, the first 9 parts are in the playlist already. Soon to be the 10th part too, because I will upload this later sometime today. So I will have the 10 parts in the playlist. I'll add the other 3 parts in when I upload them, obviously. So it's all on a playlist if you guys just want to like watch it from the beginning. I don't know, this is weird to say in the like 10th part of the video, but needless to say, it's all on a playlist. It's already all recorded. Sorry, all recorded. Just gotta do the audio now. The gameplay is finally coming to an end. Been speaking for 41 minutes now. I'm not actually like, I could go for another hour. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to in like one of my next parts. But I don't want to. But anyways though, so that was the 5th dungeon. It's an easy dungeon. Just remember where I screwed up on, and then you won't have to do so much backtracking as I did. In the next part, you're going to be going to the 6th dungeon. Anyways, I'll end this real quick. Thank you all for watching. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.